Good morning. I'm making this video because I would like to share with you what I started noticing now that I am coming more out of the deception that I was in, and I have better clarity now in regards to the twin flame phenomena. So I just would like to share with you what I started noticing about all these um, couples, twin flame couples that are teaching, and people who write about twin flames. So it's just there's a lot of stuff that is becoming very clear to me. So I made some notes, and I will be looking down, just reading occasionally, because I would like to share with you some quotes also. And I just wrote kind of what I would like to talk about. So first of all, I want to mention that I'm not making this video to bash anyone. I'm not going to be like calling names or saying, those people are stupid or evil. They're not. They're just deceived souls, just like I was. Because remember, just a few months ago, I sincerely believed in all of this, in all the New Age spirituality. In fact, I didn't even know I was doing it, because I was, for the past 5 years, I was just focusing on how to heal myself. It was a 5-year process for me, and I was just sincerely searching for truth, searching for my answers, and that's how I ventured into the New Age spirituality. And I didn't even know it was occult, and it was not from God. And I started learning about it just a few months ago. So this video is not to call names or to degrade anyone. This is just a sincere attempt to share the truth that I now see much more clearly as I'm learning my walk with Christ. So let's go back to to the common knowledge that we now have about twin flame phenomena. So pretty much everywhere where you read or you follow some people who coach you, all the information says that it is this. So twin flame is this amazing, beautiful, sacred love union that is a union of two people that that they're actually one soul that split in two some time ago, and there's a reincarnation component in this information, that they keep reincarnating and kind of like going through their soul lessons up until they decide to come together, and then they become this beautiful powerful union. That is, the ultimate goal of this union is to serve humanity. So they become this powerful couple who start sharing their compassion, their love, their knowledge and wisdom with others. And so ultimately what they're doing, they are raising the collective consciousness, they're raising the vibrations, the earth vibration. And so the earth is just this beautiful new earth idea. And it sounds amazing, right? And I was believing in all of this when I was doing all my practices, my spiritual practices, up until something started telling me something is not quite right in here. And that was my conscious, my heart, my moral compass started nudging me. So pretty much twin flame phenomena sounds amazing, but it is a counterfeit. It is a very elaborate, very beautiful looking and sounding deception. Let me read you the description about what counterfeit is. I saved it. Let me just bring it up. So counterfeit is, it's made in exact imitation of something valuable or important with the intention to deceive or defraud. So deception and counterfeit, it's something that sounds right, looks right, but it's not. Okay, so twin flame is just that. Unfortunately, I know, because I believed in all of this, but it is just that. And deception is, for me, now that I'm out of it, this is what it is. It is like a state of enchantment. You are enchanted and mesmerized and you are hypnotized and you're believing in all of this information that you are being fed to, and pretty much you lose your clarity, you lose your guard, and you get stuck in this loop. So you're pretty much stuck. That's what I now that I came out of it, I know that I was in this kind of, I call it like a consciousness bubble. Like, I expanded in this bubble, and then luckily my heart and my conscience pulled me out of it. And let me share with you another wonderful quote that I love, and it's about conscious and how it works. It's in one of the articles that I shared on Instagram. But I just love how this man describes it. So God reveals himself in many ways, but one of them is through conscious. God has inscribed evidence of his existence and his moral laws on the heart or conscious of every person. When a person does something sinful, his conscience accuses him. It convicts him. That's by God's design. The conscience is there to lead a person to seek out God, the lawgiver, and ask for his mercy. I could not have said better than this. So that's exactly what happened with me. When I started realizing that something is not adding up, that it all sounds beautiful, feels beautiful, but something is morally not right. That was that peace. There was that conscience that started telling me, what are you doing? So pretty much what happened, I became this self-worshiping creation that started believing that I was God experiencing himself. And that felt morally wrong to me. I started asking myself, how can I be thinking that I'm God experiencing himself when I don't even know what is 1 minute away from now? I don't know what's going to happen to me. So I am not in control. How am I believing that I am this self-masterer, this ascended person living in the 5D realm and, vibrating at this high vibration, sharing my knowledge of all this self-healing, self-mastery, when in fact, I cannot even manifest a tree, for example, manifest a universe around me, planets. How am I believing that I'm God, that I cannot do any of this? And I don't know my destiny. So there must be a creator. There must be an ultimate creator. So luckily, because of all these, the truth seeking, the sincere heart's desire to find the answers, I started coming off the deception. And so twin flame phenomena is nothing but this beautiful sounding counterfeit lie. That pretty much what it does, it takes you away from your true relationship with God, with the creator. It lures you into worshiping creation under the name of universe. That's where I made my first, wrong turn. And I was lured into this rabbit hole of, I started surrendering to the universe. I started praying to the universe. But universe is the creation. It's a creation. There's a creator to the universe. So that's how clever all of this is. And twin flame phenomena, what it does, it manipulates you into the New Age spirituality. But New Age spirituality is occult. Let me read you the definition of occult. Occult is a supernatural, mystical, or magical beliefs, practices, or phenomena. The other words that describe occult is magic, black magic, witchcraft, sorcery, necromancy, which is talking to spirits or spirit channeling, wizardry, black arts, Kabbalah, occultism, diabolism, devil worship, and so forth. So without even knowing while searching for my answers for my spiritual growth, I ventured into a rabbit hole after another rabbit hole. And that's how I ended up in this state of living in 5D realm and being completely enlightened and ascended. But guess what? It was all in my head, and I severed my connection with true God. I enlightened myself into the self-worshiping state, and I didn't even know it. When I came out of this state, I realized I experienced a blissful Kundalini awakening, and I was in this euphoric state. And I only know it now because I came out of the deception by pure God's grace. I was saved when I started calling Jesus Christ into my heart to help me, guide me out of this, because I knew something was wrong. So let's go back to this twin flame phenomenon. That what I'm trying to share with you is that it is a counterfeit. It sounds beautiful, it sounds amazing, but all it does, it takes you away from your true relationship with God, and it takes you, it lures you into this worshiping of the universe, which is a creation, and into the worshiping of creations, fallen creations, or deities. So let me just share with you. A lot of twin flame people, coaches, writers talk about this yin and yang balance, Shiva Shakti balance, divine feminine, divine masculine. These are, again, it all sounds amazing and good, but these are attributes of creation. And guess what? Right under all of this, right underneath of all of these beautiful words, there's this creature, and his name is Baphomet. It's a goat-looking fallen deity that has breast and penis. So it's, both genders. And the other name for this fallen creation is Lucifer or Satan. And that's all he's trying to do. He is not coming, to you as this red, evil-looking creature with horns. He is disguising himself as this beautiful creature of light. But this is him. All of this hype, this is him. He wants to be worshipped. He wants to be worshipped. He's desperate. He's desperate in trying to steal you away from the true relationship with God, your creator. There's an ultimate creator to all of this. Ultimate parent, God. And this poor creature, Lucifer, is just trying to steal people and to lure them onto the other path. That's all that is. He wants to be worshipped, and it's under the name of universe or new world or whatever it is, new world order, age of Aquarius. This is all not from God. Lurking underneath all of these pretty words is him, Lucifer. So what happened to me is that I never saw any scary demons or anything, but I was under demonic oppression. I opened myself up without knowing. When I went through my trauma, like when I was going through my midlife crisis, what happened? I was in spiritual trauma, so I opened myself up to this dark spirituality without even knowing it, because I was just sincerely looking for my answers. And so ultimately what happened when I went into this inward journey and I started doing the self-healing, self-understanding, self-forgiveness, self-mastery, notice the key word is self here. So when you go on this path of self, the self-mastery is taking you away from God. And I didn't know that. So that self-mastery brought me into the shadow work And my twin flame showed up in my life right at that time when I was in that spiritual trauma. So now I know what happened. I opened myself up to those forces that they I was an easy prey for them. And so that twin flame is pretty much it's like a demonic oppression. So the demonic forces are manipulating you and the other, the other person, my twin flame, and it's such an obsessive connection that you have no choice but venture into the new age spirituality. And that's what all these coaches are teaching you. And at the end of this video, I'll kind of list to you the signs that I see. So they're all of them are about new age spirituality, which is occult. Okay. So let's see. I want to mention one more time that universe is a creation. There was the shift when I made into, I started surrendering to the universe. I started channeling the universe's light through the meditations. I started praying to the universe. Universe is a creation. There's a creator of the universe. Talk directly to God, and you can reconcile your relationship with God through Jesus Christ. He is his son. That is the truth. He came to this earth. He's a God reincarnate. He came out of pure love, and he sacrificed himself so that he could show us the way to find our way back to God. He lived on this earth in a human form and as a humble servant. He preached the truth. He taught us how to love each other, how to take care of each other, how to forgive each other. He was crucified for nothing. He was sinless. And through that, we can find our salvation, realizing, that we're all sinners. He paid the ultimate penalty. So through finding Jesus, you can find your way back to God, asking him to come into your heart. That is the only spirit that can heal you. When people try to channel all these spirits and try to talk to spirits, don't talk to any of that. This is not from God. You have the truth right there. It's Jesus Christ. Talk to him. Ask him to come into your heart. Don't you see? When you look at all his life, what he was teaching, there's nothing you can find bad or immoral about this person, this God reincarnate. Ask him to show you the way. So these are the signs now that I notice about twin flames. Any videos that I come across, and again, I watched one couple that I really, I loved them. I loved all of their videos, and but now that I came out of the deception, I see what's going on. So the first key sign that I notice now is that pay attention to their eyes. The eyes of people who are teaching New Age spirituality, who are under the Kundalini spirit, which is the counterfeit Holy Spirit. Their eyes are glistening. They're glistening with this very interesting light, but it's kind of like a cold light. So I have this very interesting analogy that I use to kind of explain to myself. You know how when the snake is trying to catch the mice and to kind of, before it eats the mice, you can observe it in nature. You can find videos. So the snake stares at the mice, and the mice is hypnotized, and the snake has this like interesting stare, like a very cold stare, and it does this, tongue movement. So the mice is completely hypnotized, and the snake is like moving, and then it finally, swallows it, like it attacks it and eats it. That's pretty much Kundalini spirit. I mean, this is what it is. Kundalini spirit is a snake spirit. Again, I will provide resources under this video, just to kind of, if you're seeking for the truth, you will start looking up this information about Kundalini energy, about Baphomet. It'll, you will see the truth through all of this. So, so this Kundalini spirit, stare, you will notice. The other thing, pay attention to what kind of clothes they're wearing, like the symbolism, either it's on the clothes or in their tattoos. It will be all about occult and New Age spirituality. It will be the symbols of eye, the third eye, or pyramids. It's all occult. Another clue, you will notice that, yes, these unions, they're saying, yes, we will teach you, but what are they teaching? It's all New Age. They teach self-mastery, which ultimately takes you to it takes you away from God. It's occult. They teach you ascension. They teach you energy healing, Reiki. They talk about tarot card reading. They talk about astrology. This is all occult. A great place to start learning about this is a movie called Age of Deceit. I will provide it in the resources. It will open your eyes to the truth. You think you're growing spiritually and going in the right direction, when in fact you're going away from God. You're severing your connection with God. All these coaches and material, it all talks about 5D realm living, enlightenment. This is all occult. So pay attention to this. I haven't found a single couple who claim to be twin flames in union that teach you about your relationship with God, that speak about Jesus Christ. They're all about occult. They are not from God. The twin flame phenomena is a New Age agenda. It's a beautiful lie. Don't fall prey to this. Just try doing your research and just ask Jesus Christ into your heart. By looking at his life, even if you watch a movie about him, you cannot find anything bad about this person. Even if you look at him as a person, right? Even if you don't believe that he is the Son of God. Why don't you give it a try, and instead of channeling whichever spirits you're channeling, ask him to come into your heart and see what happens. I just hope this video helps another soul, because now that the veil is off of my eyes, I just see so clearly. Please look into this. Do your research. Pray to God. Don't fall prey into this New Age spirituality. It's all from Lucifer. He's desperate. God bless you.